We retired early and have been traveling the world. So much of our days are spent in deep research on where to go next. We want to share with you what we've learned. Our list doesn't hold back with aspirational trips and the potential for luxury travel. We are including some bucket list destinations for the adventurous, but we also have an old favorite that you can go back to again and again. While these locations are very different on the surface, we believe that there's more that binds them than separates these locations. In each, there is an opportunity for richer engagement with local communities, the chance to learn about significant history and culture, and more meaningful human connection. In other words, slower, deeper travel. First up is Japan. Why travel there now? Well, Japan took a long time to reopen its borders to tourism. It didn't happen until October of 2022, for the first time since the initial lockdowns of the COVID-19 pandemic. If your country is on the list of exemption of Japan visa, like the USA, Canada, Australia, UK, and almost all European nations, then you can visit Japan easily without applying for a visa in advance. Why should you visit Japan at all? Well, it has quite a lot of unique things to offer. First is its amazing food and cuisine. There is the rich history and heritage sites, and also the fantastic arts and traditional culture. When traveling to Japan, there's one inescapable fact. Japan is one of the most expensive countries in Asia to visit. If you like cruising, we have found that a cruise around the islands is one of the most economical ways to see the country. Several of the mid-level as well as luxury brands have cruise itineraries around both the northern and southern islands. Here is something else to keep in mind. We've learned that while officially mask-wearing mandates have completely relaxed, many people in Japan are still wearing them all the time, even outside. So keep that in mind and remember to be respectful of the local norms. Research shows that Tokyo is usually at the top of the list of cities in Japan to travel to. As the modern capital city, Tokyo certainly has a lot to offer by way of shopping malls, food, temples, museums, etc. But we encourage you to think outside the box just a bit. Kyoto is amazing and is probably the sorta hidden gem of Japan. Kyoto is smaller, more manageable, and has great historical sites to explore. For example, Kyoto is home to the striking Fushimi Inari Shrine, which was featured in the movie Memoirs of a Geisha. Kyoto also allows for access to a lot of beautiful nature. For example, the city has multiple famous places for viewing the blooming of the cherry trees. We have some recommendations for some unique hidden gem activities. First up, consider visiting what's called an onsen, which is a Japanese hot spring. You will be able to enjoy soothing baths in the boiling sulfur springs. Just a slight warning, you must prepare to get naked. Clothes and swimming suits of any kind are usually not allowed in the bath area, but don't worry, it's quite the norm and no one will notice, and you'll blend right in. But how exactly do you take an onsen in Japan? Hakone is the most famous onsen resort among those around Tokyo. Another hidden gem is the ancient Japanese city of Kanazawa. Kanazawa is a great place to visit for anyone interested in the ancient culture of the country. Because the city wasn't destroyed by air raids during World War II, it's one of the few areas left with surviving ancient districts. In 2023, Sapporo will see the return of the Snow Festival for the first time in person in 3 years. Also, 2023 sees the return of the Yokohama Art Festival, which is timed with the reopening of the Yokohama Museum of Art. It's been a long time since we've been able to say this, but it's time to put Australia back on your travel list. Few countries around the globe locked down during the pandemic more than Australia, going so far as to block all international travel. Australia is unique among all other travel destinations. It's hard to fully appreciate the extent of Australia's diversity and complexity. Australia has a wide range of options, from the coast to the desert, the rainforest to the tropical paradises. Australia's extraordinary contrasts are legendary, and it has a bit of something for everyone. You can go snorkeling in the Great Barrier Reef or just go out for a night on the town in Sydney. The high season in Australia is from December to February. However, Australia is a big country, so things may vary a bit depending upon your exact destination. Mostly during this time, the sun is shining and the beaches are dazzling, except maybe in the northern regions. However, summer is the most expensive time to travel in Australia. It would be important to make bookings well in advance and stay organized, so you won't miss out. Here's a travel tip. Consider going in February after kids are back in school there. A few other things to consider. All foreign travelers, except New Zealand citizens, must obtain a visa before traveling to Australia. Next, Australia is far, but new flight route options are being established and fares have been very competitive lately. Qantas also announced new flights coming from San Francisco and New York coming in 2023. Let's talk about some ideas on exactly what to do in Australia this year. January is home to Melbourne's Australian Open tennis tournament and could be the perfect reason for a sports fan to visit one of Australia's finest cities. Sydney, Australia has been a dream destination for many LGBTQ+ travelers for a long time, thanks to its progressive outlook, white sand beaches, and vibrant culture. The city's annual Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras parade and festival is popular, and the announcement that 2023's World Pride event will be held in Sydney will make it even more legendary. World Pride starts on February 17th and ends March 5th and will coincide with the city's Mardi Gras celebration. Lastly, I have to mention Perth as a destination because I actually used to live there. But I'm not alone in my recommendation. The Lonely Planet and Forbes magazine have named Perth as one of their top 10 places to visit in 2023. Perth was noted for its laid-back, relaxed atmosphere and a unique water-focused lifestyle. Also, consider going to the Perth International Arts Festival, which runs in February and March. Next up, we recommend Egypt, and we aren't alone. National Geographic has listed Egypt as one of the best tourist destinations for 2023. Egypt has gotten considerably busier since the days of the pandemic, but travel levels have still not returned to their previous peaks. That's one reason why 2023 is definitely the year to plan a trip to Egypt. Travelers come to this mysterious destination in search of its iconic ancient wonders, the glorious pyramids, the magnificent royal tombs of the Valley of the Kings, the pharaonic temples of the Nile and Luxor. Egypt is the largest open-air museum in the world. If you're traveling to Egypt, you want to know exactly where you should go. Of course, you should spend time in Cairo. It's considered the mother of the world and is the location of the pyramids of Giza. But don't miss out on the necropolis of Saqqara, which is home to some of the latest and most exciting discoveries. Then you should spend time in Upper Egypt to see the temples around Luxor and the surrounding region. Preferably, do so on a Nile cruise, but it's not required. The best time to visit Egypt depends on your personal preferences and the activities that you are interested in. If you prefer cooler weather, the best time to visit is from November to March, when temperatures are generally more comfortable. One of the most common questions we get about Egypt is it safe? The short answer is a straightforward yes. You must understand that millions of travelers visit in safety each year, and the country has a lot invested in keeping everyone safe. That being said, Egypt, like any country the world over, does have its security issues. You just need to be mindful of reasonable risk when traveling through the country. Our advice, if you're worried, is to not travel independently, but instead travel with a guided tour company, such as Viking Cruises, who are very experienced in the region. What makes 2023 even more special is that the Grand Egyptian Museum is finally opening. Finally. Once opened, this museum will be sure to rank among the very best in the world. It will have over 100,000 artifacts and incredible exhibits like King Tut's entire treasure collection. Lonely Planet has placed Jordan among its world's top 30 tourist destinations for 2023, and we totally agree. We think it's probably the hidden gem on the list. Jordan is a safe haven in a region that is known for conflict. Jordan has delighted visitors for centuries with its World Heritage sites, friendly people, and its inspiring desert landscapes. Jordan is smaller than the U.S. state of Maine, but within its borders, you will find endless adventure possibilities. First off, spend some time in the capital city of Amman. It has great museums, and you must take a trip to the nearby ancient Greek city of Tarash, which rivals Turkey's Ephesus in its level of preservation. The archaeological ruins at Petra are Jordan's biggest tourist draw, however, and a must-see for anyone traveling in Jordan. They were made popular worldwide with their appearance in an Indiana Jones movie. One should also visit the Dead Sea to experience floating without the fear of drowning. Finally, head to Wadi Rum. Wadi Rum is a protected area of dramatic desert wilderness in the south of Jordan. It has huge mountains of sandstone with narrow canyons and fissures cut deep into the mountains. Bedouin tribes still live among the mountains of Rum. The best times to visit Jordan are spring, March to May, or fall, September to November. The days are warm, the temperatures are between 61 degrees Fahrenheit and 99 degrees Fahrenheit, but the nights are cool. A major travel tip is to secure the Jordan Pass online before you go. The pass grants the visitor a permit that includes the cost of the travel visa to enter the country, as well as including entry to the most important tourist sites throughout the country with the unified ticket. Our final country on our list for travel in 2023 is none other than Mexico. It should be no surprise, since Mexico has earned its status as one of the most visited destinations in the world. American Express created a list of 2023 trending destinations and specifically called out Mexico City, and we agree. Mexico City is experiencing a resurgence on the travel scene, with in-the-know travelers flocking there for its vibrant food, art, and nightlife. If you're interested in a beach vacation, Puerto Vallarta has excellent beaches and authentic regional cuisine. Lounge along the shores, go on a whale-watching tour, or participate in tequila tastings. There is just so much to do. One of our personal favorite destinations in Mexico is visiting San Miguel de Allende. San Miguel may just be the most charming small town in Mexico. It's a colorful, colonial-style city with a vibrant wine scene, markets and artisans galore, and one of the most impressive restaurant scenes in Mexico. But our best recommendation is to visit San Miguel at Christmas time. They do Christmas time with plenty of flair. In the days leading up to Christmas, there are firework displays, theatrical reenactments of Mary and Joseph who stroll through the streets, and so much more. We hope you are newly inspired and have gotten some great new ideas for travel in 2023. Share your thoughts in the comments. Watch this video to see what's next on our adventures and check out our customizable merchandise store. See you soon!